Morning. I'm sure many of you are pleased to see the back of 2020 and what was one of the more challenging years that we've experienced from a business perspective. Not only did we see a lack of confidence in the market through bushfires at the start of the year, but then we moved into the COVID period and obviously the more recent lockdown periods, particularly in Victoria, which has caused significant supply chain issues and certainly bent up demand with increasing lead times as far as the consumers are concerned. But what it does do is it highlights that as an industry, we're still very much part of the psyche of the Australian travelling consumer. This love affair with caravan and camping is not only extending to those people that have travelled in our industry before or who own industry product, and there's more than 750,000 registered vehicles at the moment in existence around Australia, but many new people that are coming who have never tried caravan and camping before and are substituting their international travel or their cruise holidays and coming into the caravan and camping industry. So that's very good for our second-hand product, our entry-level product, certainly rental product and peer-to-peer, which is once we get them into the pipeline, it's then we need to make sure that we continue to have them re-engaged, love the caravan and camping product, and that will stimulate further growth and long-term prosperity for our industry. Certainly 2021 is also going to be a very interesting year. Arguably, from a regulatory perspective, is the most important year in the last 30 years with the RVSA, the Road Vehicle Standards Act, coming into play on the 1st of July. And what that will mean is, from a compliance perspective, the level playing field that many industry businesses have strived for will now be one step closer to reality, with the government receiving far greater powers. And as an industry association, we have regular conversations with the government department and we've very much put them on notice that we will be, with our access to industry product, be highlighting in terms of those industry businesses that and products that are certainly below the compliance burden and should never see the light of day on the road. The Road Vehicle Standards Act will also change the way that manufacturers and importers do business. It means that in effect they'll have to have a licence to produce product and they will be signing a document with the government department which gives the government far wide reaching powers, which can include, amongst other things, the inability for them to stop you supplying product to market. So we're very adamant at the end of the day that this is an important piece of legislation that's going to be for the good of the industry. And we're very keen to prosecute that and make sure that industry businesses that really want to understand and be prepared for it, not only through our own direct communication but also in consultation with our state associations. They understand what their obligations are and they make sure in terms of, as of the 1st of July, the product that they're producing is one, compliant, but more than that they also understand from a business process perspective they have direct access and influence over the manufacturing process. We also see VSB1, which is expecting an upgrade. We're heavily involved in terms of the discussion as far as that's concerned. That's the Bible for caravan manufacturing. And we see the implementation of AS5601, the gas standard, and public consultation around AS3001, the electrical standard, which are key drivers at the end of the day to make sure that when those pieces or all those Australian standards come into play, that industry businesses are well represented in those discussions and we end up, as best we can, getting the outcomes that we want. And that hasn't always been the case. We're now represented on up to 10 government committees which have direct access, as far as us concerned, pushing in terms of industry positions into policy, and what we don't have is other people and other bureaucrats and other regulators making decisions based on our industry with poor outcomes, without direct government or direct industry consultation. So what we've also been able to do through our representation there is bring more and more industry businesses into those discussions to make sure that government policy decision makers, departments, regulators are fully informed in terms of how the business or how the industry operates, but also the impact of any regulatory changes will have on industry businesses. So in terms of an association, we understand that there is a golden age ahead of us. We are looking to continue to stimulate the short-term market, but also look for new market opportunities to make sure that the industry is sustainable into the future. We have some great marketing initiatives and activities that are coming up in 2021, and that's off the back of a very busy into 2020 as we try and capitalise on those opportunities that are in the market at the moment. As far as our team's concerned, COVID certainly was a challenge, but despite that, really pleased that we had over 500 individual audit inspections on industry product throughout the year. I know it slowed off the back half of 2020, but certainly we're very keen to get out there in early 2021, go out and certainly help industry businesses understand what their compliance obligations are, inspect product, and make sure that as an industry we're producing a product that consumers both demand and also from a compliance perspective produce a safe product out on the road. So as far as 2021 is concerned, I know many people will be having an extended or a shortened break, and we certainly hope that it's restful and relaxing and you spend some quality time with your loved ones. And we come back raring to go in 2021. And we look forward to catching up with you then. Thanks very much.